Coming up on Bloom, we're exploring the love languages of food. Chef Richard Hales is sharing his love for Chinese cuisine.
I learned here right in West Tampa from an abuela, from a friend of mine that showed me, okay, this is what you do.
And we're bringing a taste of Italy into the Bloom kitchen.
That was our fresh tomato mozzarella salad.
Okay.
And so this is a little something special. It's 50-year-old balsamic vinegar.
Plus, the Today Show's Joy Bauer is sharing festive 4th of July recipes. We'll have all that and more as Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, starts now. I'm Gayle Guyardo. Welcome to Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging. Food is a universal language and often considered the 6th love language, connecting people and cultures and a way to express love and care. Food can give us a deeper understanding of each other and the world we live in. And what you fuel your body with plays a big role in overall health. And while experts believe it's okay to indulge in moderation, we'll help you stay healthy while you eat like a foodie. Our next guest helps others pursue their foodie journey, renowned for his international flair and culinary anecdotes. He wrote a book called The Love Languages of Food. And caterer and private chef Terrell Manning joins us now, sharing a recipe right out of the pages of his cookbook. It's so great to see you.
Great to see you again. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, so we love the title of your cookbook because really food is the language of love for so many of us.
It's my love language. I think it should be a part of the love languages.
Yeah, so what are you making today, Chef?
All right, so we're doing one of the recipes from the love languages of food. We're doing Chinese orange chicken with some jasmine rice, some wok vegetables. One of my absolute favorite dishes to make. I just learned this over the course of my travels working in different restaurants. One of my favorite chefs, Lan Mai, actually helped me with this recipe, and one of the other chefs I worked with named Mr. Yu, he helped me out with this recipe as well, so it's kind of just merged together with my little bit of a spin on it.
Okay, so how do we get started?
All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to toss in some sesame oil into the pan. Got that there. We're going to want this pan really nice and hot to get a nice char on these vegetables. I'm going to pour in some of these veggies in there.
Ooh, I can hear the sizzling
nice sizzle
now.
in there, right? All right, so we're gonna just toss these around.
And I see you have like peppers.
Yeah,
onions.
so I got some peppers, onions, there's some snow peas in there, some scallion as well, and a little bit of carrots. Really nice balance of color, flavor, all works together really well. So.
Now, is this one of the recipes in your book? Or
This is one of the recipes.
Nice.
And there's a lot of different recipes in there. Like my grandmother's pound cake is in there. My mother's mac and cheese recipe is in there. One of my favorites is an Italian table loaf. That recipe is in there. And these are all just recipes that I picked up all along my journey in cooking, whether it's in a professional kitchen in a restaurant or right at home growing up.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about this before. Food really does bring people together on so many levels.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like it's the thing that really brings my family together, right? We can talk about food. We're a very competitive family, so sometimes we'll challenge each other on recipes and stuff like that. And it's a sense of camaraderie, just sitting around the dinner table, eating good food, and just enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna toss this around just a little bit.
Get it coated up there a little bit.
Yes. And so the chicken here, this is chicken breast, but what I did is I've diced this chicken up a little bit, and I dredged it in cornstarch, seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I deep fried it. And so that is going to give us a nice crispy coating on the outside. And then I've got my orange sauce right here. We're not going to toss it in yet, but I got my orange sauce in here made with fresh squeezed oranges, and then added in just a little bit of a cornstarch slurry into that, but also added in some sesame oil, soy sauce, whole bunch of different stuff to really make this sauce come together.
This looks amazing, and it smells amazing too.
Good.
And one of the main reasons we wanted to put this show together today, and we're going to be bringing in some top chefs and cooks like yourself, is to teach people that really cooking and bringing people around your table is a lot less intimidating than it might seem.
It's not intimidating at all. Like if you can find a couple of good recipes that you really like, that you can absolutely perfect, I always tell people to just build upon that, right? Take something that you really like and that you're really good at making and just expound upon it and do it little by little. And it makes it very easy to entertain people and have guests over.
Now, if somebody were like, the way you created this chicken is the way I would want it, but if somebody's like, I don't know if I've got that in me, could you switch it out, maybe just do a little grilled chicken and saute it?
You could, but the first thing I would tell you to do is go read the love languages of food.
And try to do it.
Because the recipe's in there, so go read that first.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I would tell you is figure out what your balance is.
Okay.
So what works for me might not necessarily work for you. Figure out what your balance is, and hey, you might create something that tastes 10 times better than what's in the love languages of food.
Well, I like it, and at least it gives people ideas of how to get started with meals like this because, again, this looks like it would be a family favorite.
Ooh, listen to
I
that,
know.
So I like using fresh squeezed oranges, and I squeeze the juice out of there. You see I got some little pieces of oranges in there. Changes the flavor of it. You can use store-bought orange juice, but it tastes so much better if you just go the extra mile.
And squeeze it yourself.
Exactly.
And it smells so good. And how long did you cook the chicken before you added it to this?
So I cook this chicken. They're like tiny bite-sized pieces. I literally can cook this for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Really?
And it's cooked.
Oh, that's amazing. This looks good.
So we're gonna let this cook now for like 15 more seconds, and we can just put it right on the plate. And so with this sauce, I really want to highlight, you have to make a cornstarch slurry because that's what gives it this nice thick texture like that. And it really helps stick to the chicken and to the veggies as well.
Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing.
So I'm gonna plate this up.
All right, turn that off. And then you have your garnishing.
Basic garnish.
Yeah.
I use the whites of scallions and place that right on top. There's already sesame oil in there, so we don't need sesame seeds, and boom.
Looks absolutely amazing. All right, everybody, you can find this in the love languages of food. Chef Terrell, it is always such a pleasure to have you on Bloom. Thank you so much
for having me. Appreciate it.
And you can watch us put this together on BloomTampaBay.com. And when we come back, Chef Richard Hales is joining us, sharing his love for Chinese cuisine. We'll be right back. You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today. We are back celebrating a Tampa chef who is back home after 25 years away, mastering Asian cuisine, opening award-winning restaurants, and appearing on the Food Network. And Hales Black Brick owner, Chef Richard Hales, stuck around to give us a taste of his version of Chinese cuisine. Chef, thank you so much for joining me in the Bloom Kitchen.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'd love to be here.
Oh, we love having you. Your restaurant is amazing, so we wanted to give you a taste of it at home. And you're making something that you grew up learning to make, and that's yuca.
Yeah, the yuca I learned here right in West Tampa from an abuela, from a friend of mine that showed me, okay, this is what you do. You boil it first, and then you add the scorching oil with the raw garlic, and I loved it. And it was a big staple of mine. So when I opened the restaurant, I'm on the edge of West Tampa. I knew that I had to mix the Sichuan cuisine with a sense of place, and it started with the yuca.
Okay, so how did you put it all together?
So what I do first while that's cooking there is I boiled this first just until it's tender. We put it like in a little bit of water. You could add a little bit of vinegar to the water, but it's not absolutely necessary. If you want it to be gluten-free, we use tapioca starch in our restaurant, and so it's just a real simple process to start it off. You add the water just so you get a nice coating, and then the tapioca starch is so all of these ingredients cling to the yuca. So it's very simple. We just put that there, and then you start it in there, start cooking. We have some cooking already for you. We'll take these out.
And you use the tapioca starch a lot so that when people are at your restaurant, if they have gluten sensitivity, they don't have to worry about it.
So yeah, we start with, we always use tapioca starch, or you could use cornstarch as well. It's gluten-free as well. But it helps a lot of guests dine at our restaurant, because typically you cannot dine in a Chinese restaurant because soy sauce has gluten in it. It's a filler. They use wheat and most soy sauces, so you got to be very careful with that. And we use gluten-free soy, gluten-free oyster sauce as all the bases for all of our sauces that you get at Black Brick.
Nice.
So this, while we're doing this here, I'm gonna take this last one out, but I wanted to show you how to make the chili oil that we use at the restaurant. So this is vegetable oil, and then you have these spices here where I put it's a chili from Sichuan, but then also you have a little bit of star anise, cinnamon. I have orange peel in there. You could add anything you want, whole cloves of garlic, whatever. But at home, let's see if the oil is hot enough. And you got to stand back.
I must stand back.
And you just kind of scorch it there, and it's fine. It's cooking. It's doing a little bit of cooking in there, and
Nice.
you have it there. You see it bubbling up, and then you can buy. You don't have to have your own chili oil, making your own chili oil, but it's kind of nice to do it because then you can control that there's no preservatives in it or anything like that. So now that we have our chili oil made, clean this out. We're going to start building the dish for you.
Yum.
Okay. So we have, first thing this is some chili oil that I made earlier. We'll put just, how much,
that looks so good.
how much chili do you want? It's up to you.
I like it. You said it's the mouth watering is where this came from.
Yeah, we'll finish with the mouth watering.
Okay.
You could try a little bit of that. You could put your finger in there and try it and see what you think about that. So we put the chili oil in first. I add the sesame seeds and the garlic. I add this back in. We usually do this on a 700-degree wok. So I wanted to do it here so you can do this at home. But you see how it's bubbling up, and now we're slightly cooking the garlic. That's there. Then we want to add our aromatics, which is the red onion, the scallions, and those are Tianjin chilies. Those are from China, and those you can get those dried chilies in any market here, Asian market, and then just snip them with a pair of scissors. And then we add a little bit of our seasoning. You could add, if you really want it to be Cuban, you can add sazon with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt.
This is amazing.
Like this. Okay, and now we'll plate for you.
And I've got my chopsticks ready.
Yes. So it's a quick dish. I mean, once you have everything fried and ready, and then a lot of people at the restaurant, they don't get rid of this part here. I mean,
They
this
keep
is,
it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is like for your rice, and so we got there.
Yeah, we ordered this for the whole table when we were there. It was so good. It was a fan favorite.
So get that off. And then our numbing oil goes right on the top. So in Sichuan cuisine, you have something called ma, which is numbing, and la, which is spicy. So you have both in there.
Can I taste now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see if I can delicately use.
Too crispy?
Perfect.
Awesome. Awesome.
It's my chopstick skills that we're struggling. That is
Awesome.
amazing. I love the topping. It's all so good. Chef, your restaurant's amazing.
Thank you.
We're so glad you're back home.
Oh, thank you. I'm very grateful to be home.
All right, we'll be back soon, and we're going to share Chef Hale's recipe on BloomTampaBay.com, and when we come back, we'll have more Bloom right after this. You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection. Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today. Welcome back to Bloom. It's time for this week's What the Health with the Today Show's nutrition, health, and lifestyle expert, Joy Bauer, who's sharing some tasty and festive 4th of July recipes to get us ready for the upcoming holiday. Hey, Joy.
Hey, Gayle. I'm hoping to get everybody in the patriotic mood. And to me, July 4th is the ultimate celebration of summer, fun, and food. You know, it's always about food with me.
I love it. And you always have such a tasty and healthy spin. Tell us about the red, white, and blue watermelon cakes.
These may just be the healthiest the healthiest cakes or baked goods you have ever eaten, because the base of the cake, or the actual cake, is just a watermelon. So I'm going to show you two different ways on how to do this. The first, I'm going to throw to a tape because I'm actually using a cookie cutter, and I make a circular mini cake. So there I have my wedge, and I cut out a circle. There's my white. I add the whipped cream, then I add a couple of blueberries for the blue. And if you want, you could also put some strawberries on. We're gonna have fun with the decor. And oh, got a little bit on my nose there. But it's so juicy, it's so delicious. And one of the reasons that I love this so much, aside from being festive for 4th of July, watermelon is a bit of an underrated fruit from the nutrition perspective. I think people know that it's totally delicious. You know, it's drippy, it's juicy, but it's also packed with vitamin C and lycopene, which is an antioxidant that could help reduce the risk for certain cancers and protects our skin from the harmful sun's rays. So we really love watermelon. So I showed you how I did it with a cookie cutter and we made these little perfect circles, but really, I just want to squirt the whipped cream on camera.
Yes.
I'm going to do it right on a wedge.
Okay.
I'm going to do it right like this. And again, you know, that's going to be our white. I'm going to do blue with either blackberries or blueberries. I did put some strawberries just for the sake of extra garnish and extra nutrition. And I always like to pop it with a mint leaf. Wow, these are really big, but I think it just sort of takes it over the top. And if you serve these, watermelon is sort of a sure thing. I think everybody at your cookout, at your party, at your gathering, or even if you're just having a festive feast for yourself, we love watermelon. But you do something really simple like this, and it kicks it up a few notches. It makes it feel extra special.
Ah, so good and so hydrating. And I understand you also have patriotic sheet pan pancakes.
Okay, you're gonna love this one. So what I'm gonna show everybody first is my version of a healthy pancake batter. And nobody needs to memorize anything because, you know, they'll have access to all the recipes. Getting my whipped cream out of here for this one. So first I'm going to start with our wet ingredients. And so for the wet ingredients, I'm using 3 lightly beaten eggs. I have here a cup. This is 2.5 cups of, this is an almond milk, but any milk will work. I'm just using almond milk because that was what was in my fridge. Now I'm using, this is a 1/2 cup of unsweetened natural applesauce. And I have, this is 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. So we'll get a bit of a sweet kick. And now I'm just putting in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And that's it for the wet ingredients. For the dry ingredients, I like to do a combination, I'm going to put this off to the side, of all-purpose white flour together with whole wheat flour. If you want to go all whole wheat, you absolutely can do that. But what I have found when it comes to fluffy flapjacks is if you do a combination, this is equal parts. So it's 3 cups full, but it's equal parts, 1.5 cup all-purpose, and it's 1.5 cups of a whole wheat flour. You get the fiber from the whole wheat, but then you also end up getting the fluffiness that you expect in a flapjack. And this is just a little bit of baking powder. And then I mix my dry ingredients up so I get a nice distribution. Then I'm not going to waste time right now, but I would add in my wet ingredients. And the reason, Gayle, that this is sitting on a baking sheet is because here's a little magic power. I pour the entire batter on the baking sheet, and we're going to pop it in the oven. I'm going to show you how we decorate and turn these into. There it is. I poured my batter into a well-oiled baking sheet. I decorated it for the 4th of July, and then I pop it in the oven at 425 just for about 15 minutes, and all of your pancakes are warm and ready to go at the same time. You don't have to stand over the hot skillet. It cuts into 12 beautiful squares. And again, the flag is extra fun for 4th of July, but honestly, you can use this technique with any sort of toppings. Sometimes my kids will request chocolate chips or blueberries. I like to do all different decorations over the top, and in it goes.
This is absolutely brilliant and so patriotic. Thank you so much, Joy. That is a great one. Well, I hope you and your family have a wonderful 4th. We adore you.
Oh, thank you, Gayle. And I'm wishing everybody a wonderful and delicious holiday as well.
All right.
Mwah.
Mwah. We're going to share Joy's recipes on bloomtampabay.com. Follow her on social media. And up next, longtime restaurateur and executive chef Pat Icavella is bringing a taste of Italy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bloom. Tampa's rich Italian community boasts a long heritage and tradition, many created inside the century-old Italian club. Here putting together an Italian feast is a man who spent some time in that kitchen, long-time restaurateur and executive chef, Pat Icavella. Pat, it is so good to see you. I know you owned one of the very first pizza and Italian restaurants in downtown Tampa. You've been cooking in the, the
1982.
I know. I was there. That
Yeah.
was the
was-
happening spot.
There was no life downtown, if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
The only thing open during the day was, Burger King, McDonald's, the jeweler, the shoe shop,
And you.
Moss Brothers, Wolf
Yes.
Brothers. But at 6 o'clock, everybody left. So when we came in, we developed a nice clientele. Husband, wife working downtown, husband or wife for meet me for dinner, meet me for drinks. Stayed at the attorney's office every Thursday night, their place to go. It was when people came and took the law exam twice a year in October and I think in May. All them kids packed downtown. And obviously Thursday night, they're all done with that. They're all drinking, eating.
I love it.
Fun
Yeah,
times.
it was iconic. It was the place to be. So what are we making today, Pat?
All right, so we're going to do a few things. First thing we're going to do is, it's called Sicilian eggplant. And just a little bit of olive oil.
All right.
We're going to, got some fresh garlic here.
Okay.
Just that. And this is scallions, and these are the blossoms of the scallion.
And you picked those from your
I
garden.
just picked these today from my garden.
That's beautiful.
So, and we're just going to release those in there. And you can smell it already.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Now this is eggplant that I chopped up.
Okay.
I put it in the oven, so there's no oil, no nothing.
Okay.
And we're just going to throw it in there. And so it's going to cook up for a few minutes. And then we have a couple links of sausage that we already cooked.
Any specific type of sausage?
Well, Italian sausage.
Okay.
And for this dish, I don't use hot because we got these little guys right here that I picked in my garden today.
Oh my gosh, you have quite the garden. I got to come see this
I do.
garden. Yeah.
And so to knock it up a notch, we're just going to cut a couple of these up.
Turn up the heat.
Oh, yeah. That's part of the Italian cooking is you got to have different levels of heat.
I love it.
And then we made the sauce earlier.
And what region is this dish typically found in Italy? Because I know you travel to Italy a lot.
So this is a combination of a few different things. So it could be a play on Napoli,
Okay.
Naples area, okay? And then I say Sicilian eggplant because in the restaurant that's what we called it, and it was very popular with a lot of people. It was an appetizer that people later on said, I want that for dinner.
Oh yeah, this is good stuff.
There's enough.
I love it.
So it's going to just get happy there for a minute, and we're going to go. That's it. Now, obviously, we're in Florida. Tomatoes are in full bloom.
Yes, I love it. We gotta get the show title in there.
So these are Ruskins. I mean,
Okay.
there's just, you can just smell the tomato through there. So we're going to make a little salad.
And you say stick to what's farm fresh.
Absolutely. Speaking of, our friends at Les Routes,
Okay.
here's, we picked up some spices yesterday, some fresh parsley, basil, arugula. So,
And
yeah.
I need to thank you. We've had LaRue on the show a lot. There's a mom and pop urban farm that just opened up in South Tampa, and we're trying to lift up local and give people trying to do all the right things in Tampa Bay some props. And so you shop there. That's where you get the fresh and the best.
So, I mean, I saw her born. They belong, they're my friends, Cynthia and Wayne Schwartz. That's their daughter, and Zach is a Tampa family too, related to the Gonzalez Steve, and so they're just
Good people.
they were trying something that no one done in the urban setting
Yeah.
in a neighborhood.
Yeah. It's
My
cool.
brother lives a block away. You don't live too far.
Right. No, not too far.
And Antonio's place is right down the street. So we got tomatoes
So you got to keep it in the familia.
in the familia.
That's right.
Well, you know what? Those are the people that pay for like the little league. Their
Uh-huh.
kids play
Right,
there.
right.
You know, it doesn't go to New York, or it doesn't go to, you know, some corporation overseas.
Right.
That money stays here in the neighborhood.
I love it. And so,
So-
again, this is another way to discover your heritage and be able to support people like that right in the community. So you have the mozzarella, the Ruskin tomatoes,
Yep.
and all of the herbs that you picked up from Les Roots
Today.
Yeah,
And
beautiful.
so this is, I just happened to be in Ravello last year. My son got married, I told you. So this is from Ravello, and this is Sicilian olive oil, and you can just tell, look at the color.
Beautiful. So now what's going to happen when we're going to take a quick break? What are we going to come back to next?
So when we come back, we're gonna make some eggplant parmesan,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Stick
and we'll
around.
plate up our Sicilian eggplant.
I can't wait. We're going to post all of this, though, for now on bloomtampabay.com, and we'll be right back. You're watching Bloom, presented by Lifeguard Imaging. We begin where your checkup ends. Call now, 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today. We are back with executive chef and longtime restaurateur Pat Icavella, who served up a taste to Italy here in Tampa Bay long before the city's restaurant scene exploded. Pat, thank you so much for being here. We kind of already have things going underway. If you missed part one, no worries. That's already up online on bloomtampabay.com. But what's going on?
All right, so this was our Sicilian eggplant that we made. And it's egg, if you look, there's no oil in here at all. So, you know, everyone's healthy, conscious.
Right.
Very, no. So this was basically in the oven, the eggplant. It was raw. And I put it on parchment paper,
Okay.
cut it up in cubes.
And so this is already pre-cooked.
No, it's raw.
No, okay, that's raw. Okay.
Yeah, so we pre-cooked it
Okay.
in the oven. So
All right.
a lot of times they fry it,
Right.
batter it, and we'll show you that in the eggplant parmesan. So this guy is ready to go.
All right, awesome.
And we'll taste that up in a minute. Now that was our fresh tomato mozzarella salad.
Okay.
And so this is a little something special. This is 50-year-old balsamic vinegar.
And you're just opening up.
We
here
just
on
opened
Bloom.
it for
I
you.
love it.
And I mean, you could,
It's amazing.
and I mean, just.
And enjoying these things, like if you
I mean-
are in Italy and you want to bring some back, or
Look,
maybe you
look,
want to order, look at this.
it's- You got to almost shake it hard
For it to
get
come
it out
out.
of there. I mean,
Amazing.
just beautiful. That with some of this nice focaccia bread, you'll love yourself. All right, so eggplant parmesan, everybody's favorite. Everybody makes it a little bit different, and we're on the healthy kick today.
Okay.
So we stayed with that healthy kick. So what we did is we had our eggplant,
Okay.
and we put it in the oven at 350
Okay.
for about 10 minutes.
All right.
Peeled it, and then we just.
And what'd you put there? What's
So
the
this
stuffing?
is ricotta,
Okay.
pecorino romano,
Okay.
fresh herbs
Okay.
from Les Roots,
All right.
and some mozzarella. And it's really simple because once it goes in the oven, it's going to melt. So we're doing the
I like
Under.
this. Okay.
and the over
All right.
and over,
It's like a little sweet package.
little pouch.
Uh-huh.
This is our sauce we had already made,
Okay.
and we're just going to coat the bottom of our pan.
I got to remember the coating the bottom of the pan
Well-
part. I usually put it on, and then I put the
So,
sauce over
and you
it.
want to put the folded side
down.
down.
Okay.
So, and I mean, prep time, 30 minutes. Putting it together part,
I'm going to impress
5
the family
minutes.
with this one. They're going to be
this
like,
is easy.
all right.
And I mean, it's so healthy.
It really is, because to your point, you're not using a lot of oils. You're
There's
using
no
all
oils.
fresh ingredients.
None.
And I know through the magic of TV, you've got some that's been cooking away in there, but this is a kind of an Italian feast that we have literally put on here live on Bloom and then during some of the commercial breaks. So a lot of chopping and prepping of the eggplant had happened, but other than that, you're doing everything real time.
Yeah, this is real time. And like I say, we'll put 4 in here.
Okay.
And really, 2 of those is a meal.
Right.
I mean, that's it.
You don't need much
You
more
don't
than
need
that.
anything else.
And then you have the fresh salad that you're serving on
yeah,
the side,
you
and
don't,
that's
you
it.
don't need anything else. So, yeah, it's a meal. And it's like I say, it's a little pouch. And you flip it upside down. And then we're just going to put a little ladle of sauce.
Okay.
And This is smoked mozzarella.
Oh, I didn't even know there was such a thing. I got to
yeah.
keep my eyes open at the. So get it, smoked mozzarella.
They have smoked Gouda, everything's
Everything's smoked.
Everything's smoked.
Okay.
Anyhow, we're going to put this in the oven. 10 minutes.
All right.
Guess what? 10 minutes is up.
And the magic of TV, he actually got one started again not long before we got this cooking segment going. Look at how beautiful those are.
Right?
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
And if we get a plate.
Okay, I got one of those. We've been cooking a lot here.
And so that smoked mozzarella melted really, really nice.
This is like a real working kitchen on Bloom today. When we got a top chef
mean,
like Pat in,
we got-
this is the real deal.
Yeah. So, ooh, how about that mozzarella?
Ooh, that looks good.
Okay, and then we're just gonna.
This looks amazing. And then you got the
And
Sicilian eggplant in there too.
Oh yeah.
That's the appetizer.
So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do this. So really, you got your meat, you got your protein, you got your vegetables, you got it all. And then a little of that.
Now, see, this is why it's great to have the Italian DNA. Hey, Pat, thank you so much. I'm
You're
going to
welcome.
take a quick taste of this. This is absolutely amazing. Let me check it out. I got to get the eggplant in. It's so good.
And so light. See how thin that is? So it's not like
It's
you're
taking me back to your restaurant in the 80s. It's so good.
yeah, and it calorie-wise, almost non-existent.
It's non-existent, guys. We're going to post this story on BloomTampaBay.com. And before we go to break, it's time for today's Bloom Trivia question. Tiramisu is a modern dessert developed in the Veneto region in the 1970s. What does the name translate to? A treat for you, little pick-me-up, tasty surprise, or layers of delight? We'll have the answer later on Bloom. Welcome back. Food is a unifier, playing a big role in building and fostering connection. Joining us now are two women who formed a bond in the kitchen, sharing stories of their culinary traditions and wrote a book, Gather and Graze, Globally Small Bites and Gorgeous Tablescapes for Every Occasion. Mumtaz Mustafa and Laura Kleinstra, welcome to Bloom, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about how the both of you met, bonded, and then ended up writing a cookbook.
We worked together in the HarperCollins art department. We're both book cover designers. But we didn't become really good friends until we got in the kitchen together. That's when we started to share our stories of growing up and how different our stories were, but yet how the same they also were, which was something that we thought was amazing and a great bonding experience.
Yeah, I lived in a studio apartment in Midtown Manhattan. Laura had this gorgeous Victorian home in Weehawken with a backyard and
Jersey.
beautiful in Jersey. Yeah. So she invited us, me and a bunch of us from HarperCollins for a potluck, and it just became a thing. And everyone just wanted to go to those parties. And I actually began to cook for them, for some of them with Laura in advance, and we began to host together. And this dish, in fact, today is the first dish she ever tried from Pakistan. So it's a special dish. It has a special place in our heart.
Yep, it's an amazing, amazing dish. This is right up there.
And she came up with, I mean, she has her Dutch version of it. So the whole idea is, everyone loves potatoes, and there's so many varieties of dishes and versions and all of that. So we decided to take one that's close to my heart in Pakistan and one that's close to hers and from our Dutch section of our book.
All right.
We made a bunch of chutneys to accompany these delicious little gifts of heaven. And
It looks like it's kind of simple. I mean, I'm not downgrading. I couldn't do any of this.
You
but
could.
but you guys, it seems like it's simple to put together. Show me how it all comes together.
yeah, okay. So this is actually a mixture of boiled potatoes, and it's got fresh cilantro, it's got roasted cumin, some red chili, and it's boiled together, and we just mix it up into this potato mixture. And this is actually a very easy, it's a quick hack, it's rotisserie chicken. And it has, again, fresh herbs, and it has some cheese, and we kind of, put it in and create that little gift situation.
Okay.
And make it into a ball, and then Laura is going to, we egg it and we bread it and we fry it.
Okay.
And then it becomes that.
And this is in one of the recipes in the many pages of your cookbook?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so this is all about entertaining and creating, small bites and things. So we're making mini versions of this, and yeah, it's all in the book, and it's really easy. It's a quick. We're both, she's coming from Michigan, I'm here from New York, and we did this in our Airbnb last night.
Really?
And yeah, if they're watching, we left everything very clean. Yeah.
And then we like to double bread.
Okay.
So, and the other thing I recommend when you're breading something is to have a dry hand and an egg hand.
Oh, I like that.
Because
That is
otherwise your hands get breaded.
Okay, that's good to
The
know.
bread all sticks to your fingers.
I will
so-
have to remember that kitchen hack. That's a good
Okay,
one.
Now we're going to put it in the oil.
Okay.
You want to make another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
I'm like listening to you and stopped. And we have these 3 chutneys also.
we
We've
put
made
these in there
a cilantro and mint chutney. It has like cashews and coconut, roasted coconut. We have a tomato chutney. This is a Hyderabadi chutney from like my dad's heritage. He loves it. And one is actually a date and tamarind chutney. So we have these different flavors, and you can mix and match, or you can add whichever one that you like best. We've kind of have a variety of different ones.
So this is actually perfect for people who like to entertain together, cook together, and really share their cultures together.
Oh yeah, exactly. So the book has 20 different countries in it, 20 different table spreads, and each one is from all over the world. So
And in addition to the recipes, you actually know how to put out the spread, correct?
yes, yes. So the beginning of each chapter, there's an example of what we call them tablescapes quite often, what the tablescape would look like when it's finished. And you don't have to cook everything in that chapter because it depends on the size of your party or like how much time you have. And sometimes maybe you want to buy some of the things instead of making them homemade. But we did include recipes how to make a lot of the stuff homemade so that you can make everything from scratch if you want to.
Well, this looks amazing, and I'm so glad that you guys came here to kind of demo it for us, because I think it's going to help the viewers realize that they can get a little bit outside of the box, and it's not too hard to do.
Absolutely, it's fun. Our book came out 2 weeks ago, and we have friends telling us that they're hosting these gather and grace parties, and they're all doing potlucks and picking different things, and it's all a surprise. And we're kind of excited about that concept. That's something we want to also do, and I like that everyone's getting a taste of what they love, and they're bringing it together. And for us, it all began with friendship, with gathering, the fact that a girl from Karachi and a girl from the Midwest, just came together out of nowhere, and we're cooking here with you.
I think this is absolutely beautiful, and what we're going to do is we're going to share this story with you on bloomtampabay.com, and of course, we'll be back with more Bloom right after this.
The following portion of Bloom is sponsored by Zest Communications on behalf of Egg Nutrition Center, incredibleegg.org.
June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and new research is shining a light on the impact of diet on brain health with a popular kitchen staple, the egg. Joining us to share this excellent research is registered dietitian, nutritionist, and author Carissa Galloway. Hi, Carissa.
Hi, Gayle. It's so good to be back on Bloom.
Yeah, it's so great to have you. So I love all things eggs, and eggs are a food that we can find in most kitchens. How exactly are they connected to our brain health?
Yeah, that's a great question and one I'm really excited to share. So my family has been impacted by Alzheimer's, and I'm really excited that there is this new research. And as we probably know, Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia with an increasing prevalence due to our aging population. Now, as you said it, I love including eggs into my diet because eggs are a naturally nutrient-rich food that contributes to the health and well-being of Americans of all ages. Now, when we're talking about brain health, it's important to note that eggs contribute many nutrients to the diet that are important for brain health: choline, DHA, and lutein. And with that in mind, I'm excited to be here in partnership with American Egg Board's Egg Nutrition Center to share some egg-citing news. There was a new study that suggests that frequent egg consumption may be associated with the lower risk of Alzheimer's dementia and Alzheimer's dementia pathology. And the association with Alzheimer's dementia may be partially mediated through that dietary choline. Now, these results are encouraging, but as always, there are limitations to consider. Alzheimer's dementia is a complex disorder, and these data show an association with reduced risk of Alzheimer's dementia, but they do not establish cause and effect. So As with any research, we'll need more follow-up studies to learn more, but this is really exciting, especially for those of us like me who have Alzheimer's on our mind a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. And what makes the egg so powerful for brain health?
Yeah, so what's one nutrient you're going to want to remember? It is choline. So choline is a nutrient known to be important for brain health. And this study found that 39% of the total effect of egg intake on incident Alzheimer's dementia was related to choline. And this is just building upon findings on a previous study, which found that even limited egg consumption, meaning about 1 egg per week, was associated with a slower rate of memory decline compared to participants who ate few to no eggs. So there's plenty of research connecting eggs to brain health, but this is the first study that really showed that favorable association between egg intake and Alzheimer's disease. So really exciting to get that choline in.
And Carissa, how can we get more choline into our diets?
Well, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say eggs, right? They are one of the easiest, most convenient ways to get that brain supporting choline. In fact, 1 large egg includes 150 milligrams of choline, which is about 25% of the amount men need and 35% of the amount women need. It's hard to get in, but also chicken, fatty fish like cod, quinoa, broccoli, kidney beans, those can help.
Okay, and I know you've got we don't have a lot of time, but you have a lot of great recipes.
I do. Eggs are so easy to prepare and love at any age, but I wanted to bring you something make ahead. So I love making tacos, breakfast for dinner, breakfast eggs. You can make these anytime. These are really great. I've got an avocado spread, pickled onions right there, as you can see. And then I've also got some egg quinoa bites. So these have some of the choline sources I was talking about. They've got broccoli, they've got the eggs, they've got the quinoa in them. They've also got cheddar cheese, so who doesn't love that? And you can make these ahead. So whatever you're doing, make sure you are including eggs as part of your diet. So take care of yourself and your brain.
All right, thank you so much, Carissa. And for more information and recipes, you can visit incredibleegg.org. Bloom will be right back.
The preceding portion of Bloom was sponsored by Zest Communications on behalf of Egg Nutrition Center, incredibleegg.org.
It's time for today's Bloom trivia question. Tiramisu is a modern dessert developed in the Veneto region in the 1970s. What does the name translate to? A treat for you, little pick-me-up, tasty surprise, or layers of delight? The answer is pick-me-up or cheer me up. Tiramisu is an iconic Italian dessert that is served at the end of the meal that hopefully cheers you up. Well, we hope you'll tune in again on the next Bloom presented by Lifeguard Imaging. My husband Mark and I are soon approaching the empty nester phase of life. We'll find out how to adapt as a couple. And we're counting down to Paris. Meet U.S. Olympian distance runner Jeff Galloway, who competed back in 1972. So stay healthy, everyone, and I will see you on the next Bloom.
Content segments during Bloom were paid for by Zest Communications on behalf of Egg Nutrition Center, incredibleegg.org.
Call now 813-582-5222 to schedule your scan today.